Ajeeb Daastaans. Today, big chat about that. Actually, one of the four films, there are four shots in it. And get very excited. Ensemble cast is fantastic. Of course, Karan Johar is the producer of the movie. Konkona Sen Sharma, Aditi Rao Hedri, Jaideep Alawat, Fatima Sana Sheikh, all of them in this movie, and Nusrat Bharucha as well. Can't wait to actually meet all the cast. Today, we've got, of course, Shashank Khaitan and Fatima Sana Sheikh. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. For a change, everyone's in their own houses. Of late, I've started seeing me in a particular place and everybody else gathering for a shoot. So, Shashank and Fatima, thank you so much for joining me. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Well, stop, start, stop, start. Our lives have become that. Now, it almost feels like deja vu happening over and over again. But you're looking so lovely with this long hair, Fatima. This is really, really lovely. And even Shashank's got long hair. So, Shashank, you growing your hair as well, bro?
What to do now? Sitting idle, you're trying things.
Anything but idle. You all have made a great film. We'll come to that. But how's the last year been for you as an artist? You've had releases, Fatima. It's a different world. You come out there and forever you will carry that dangal on your, like a crown over you. And then you have releases that come out that are not really getting, how should I say, pride of place because there's no audiences. So for an artist, it gets very tough to sort of then understand how their shows have been, how their performances have been. How's it been for you?
I think मेरे लिए ठीक ही रहा है क्योंकि दंगल के बाद थग्स हुई उसमें जो भी था जैसा भी था कुछ तो था फिर लूडो थी लूडो was appreciated in its own way सूरज came in the theaters उसको भी ठीक ठाक मिला अभी अजीब दास्तान है तो मैं भी अपनी लाइफ फिगर आउट कर रही हूँ अपनी जर्नी फिगर आउट कर रही हूँ बिकॉज इट्स नॉट लाइक एन आइडियल सिनेरियो मतलब कोविड हो रहा है सिचुएशन खराब है थिएटर्स बंद हो रहे थे बट दैट ओपनड अप अ न्यू area for a lot of us, a lot of technicians, directors and actors. Now we are exploring OTT, which is incredible because suddenly you feel liberated because there is no stress of box office. So as an actor also, you are not मैंने अभी एक फिल्म की नेटफ्लिक्स के साथ ही की अनिल कपूर और ये सब लोग हैं उसमें वो फिल्म मेरे पास 2 साल पहले आई उस टाइम पे मैंने मना की थी क्योंकि मेरे को लगा था कि वो कमर्शियल नहीं मुझे लगा था कि ऑडियंस बहुत नीश है अच्छी फिल्म है स्क्रिप्ट अच्छा है सब कुछ सही है लेकिन वो बहुत नीश है and again it came back but right now it's the correct time for that film so I went for it so that fear has gone away and that is incredible so जो भी है सही है गलत है but everybody is making the most of it and you survive and you make the most
बट आप एक स्पोर्ट्समैन की तरह हो जिसने अपने डेब्यू पर 100 मार दिया और उसके बाद ना कांस्टेंट जजिंग रह जाएगी इट हैपेंस टू लॉट ऑफ स्पोर्ट्समैन व्हेन यू हैव अ ब्रिलियंट स्टार्ट उसके बाद लोग बोलते रहते हैं कि उसके अलावा उसके कंपैरिजन कब ये कंपैरिजंस आपको लगता है कि आपके शोल्डर से हट जाएगा बिकॉज दे ऑलवेज से दिस आपकी एक्टिंग तो कभी भी क्वेश्चन नहीं हुई है बिकॉज दे ऑलवेज से वेरी गुड एक्ट्रेस एंड दैट्स अ रियली गुड थिंग नो मैटर व्हाट द फिल्म इज बट ये कई बार ये बोझ जो है ऑफ अ सुपर हिट फिल्म एंड वन ऑफ द ऐतिहासिक फिल्म्स ऑफ हिस्ट्री वो लगता है कई बार डू यू फील इट
नहीं मैं उसे बोझ ही नहीं मानती ना वो तो मतलब उसी ने तो मेरा करियर शुरू किया है मैं कहाँ थी कहाँ से कहाँ पहुंच गई हूँ मेरे लिए अपॉर्चुनिटीज खुल गई सो आई एम इन एन इनक्रेडिबल पोजीशन बिकॉज आई हैव कम फ्रॉम अ स्पेस वेयर I would have said yes to any film if I would have gotten a film. So for me to have a start with a film like Dangal, that opened a lot of opportunities for me. And all the films that I've done, I'm very happy with the choices. I've said no to a lot of films because मैं खुद को समय दे रही हूँ मैं भी फिगर आउट कर रही हूँ मैं भी अपना क्राफ्ट समझ रही हूँ मुझे नहीं पता कि मेरा क्या अप्रोच है मेरी क्या एक्टिंग अच्छी है बुरी है मैं भी अपने प्रोजेक्ट्स के साथ बढ़ रही हूँ बेहतर हो रही हूँ और सीख रही हूँ
आई थिंक इट्स वर्किंग आल्सो और शशांक यू आर आल्सो लाइक अ स्पोर्ट्समैन जिसने हर एक बार 100 मारा तो इन्होंने तो सिर्फ पहली बार में 100 मारा था और उसके बाद चल रहा है तुम्हारे सारी फिल्में सुपर हिट चली गई थी एंड देन देयर वाज दीस कंपैरिजंस बहुत अच्छे स्टेबल में काम कर रहे हैं रोहित शेट्टी की बड़ी बात होती थी रोहित शेट्टी वाज अ हिट डायरेक्टर तो शशांक भी ऐसे हिट डायरेक्टर का नाम आ रहा है ये सारे जो टैगलाइंस ढूंढते हैं चाहे वो मीडिया हो चाहे इवन इन द इंडस्ट्री दिस कैन बी वेरी गुड फॉर यू आल्सो लेकिन देन डज इट स्टॉप यू फ्रॉम एक्सपेरिमेंटिंग जैसे इसमें आपने एक्सपेरिमेंट किया आई लाइक दिस दिस इज अ डार्क टेरिटरी फॉर यू बट डिड इट स्टॉप यू फ्रॉम एक्सपेरिमेंटिंग बिकॉज ऑफ the Badri taglines?
Oh no, never. I mean, I have actually never taken any of these taglines seriously. I believe I came here to tell stories which are close to my heart, and I continue doing so. I don't take anything seriously in life, to be really honest. Accolades are very nice. It only helps you survive for a couple of days. And after that, the realities creep in. So the minute something like Ajeeb Daastaans was offered to me, I was like, I'm jumping on the bandwagon because I really want to tell an interesting story. A lot of times what people don't realize is that it's not so much of the producer or director who doesn't want to experiment. As you rightly said, it's the people around who don't want you to experiment. So when I come and write a thriller and go to, say, even an actor, the actor is actually looking at me and saying, listen, buddy, I loved Badri. I want to do a love story with you. I don't want to do a thriller with you. If I want to do a thriller, I'll go to Anurag Kashyap. And I'm saying it in the most humorous way.
Listen, I'll do a thriller with you.
But ये भी काफी thrilling थी. This is one of this film actually, पता है, obviously because I've seen the whole bit. Your story, जो पीठ पे रह जाती ना, it's like this uncomfortable feeling, and this is where I think Fatima did such a brilliant job. तुम्हें देख के I was feeling uncomfortable yet comfortable, and every time I kept saying, ये शशांक ने बनाई है, wow यार. So I think that's credit to both of you. I loved it. And Jaideep is also brilliant in the film. My question is, when you're making a film like this, are you able to separate Shashank ने जो आज तक किया है and just consider it as a filmmaker कि जो मेरे पास ये project है, it's an ensemble project, so as to say, if it can be also. Were you able to separate the other Shashank out of your life?
On a very lighter note, Shashank ने कोई दंगल तो बनाई नहीं है. इतना pressure लेके चल रहा है Shashank. To be really honest, I think it'll be foolish to first of all think of yourself in the third person. I mean, that is pompous enough. I'm not that person. I just enjoy telling stories of all kinds. I'm very happy. In fact, even when the ads I make, I try and do the best I can and have fun doing it. So for me, everything is a story. I never had any pressures. In fact, Fatima has acted in the film. She'll tell you, we just had a lot of fun making the movie. The script was written very quickly. It came to me very instinctively. I know those places. I know these characters. I just kind of went and wrote them. I had some people who didn't understand the films. People like Fatima, Jaideep, and Arman who understood the film and said, we want to be a part of it. And I think we just went out there. We shot for about 6-7 days in Lucknow, and we just had a good time making the movie. And I think it's those good vibes which are kind of showing on the screen. I think for all the 4 shots, I think all the 4 films have turned out to be really, really interesting. And I think collectively, Ajeeb Daastaans, I think it's a great story of human emotions and what human beings are capable of.
Fatima, as an actress, फर्क नहीं पड़ता ना, 3 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, because you're just performing. तो वो तो director को ही बताना पड़ता है. So when you were doing this also, like he said, he casted you and then Jaideep. कुछ लोगों ने शायद हाँ और ना बोला. What did he come and what convinced you? जब शशांक आपके साथ, what was the convincing line?
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. मैं उनको पहली बार मिली, उन्होंने नरेट किया, मैंने बोला कर रही हूँ. Simple. It was like that simple and that easy. There was क्योंकि मुझे तो स्टोरी काफी अच्छी लगी, मुझे कैरेक्टर भी काफी चैलेंजिंग लगा, तो मैंने इतना सोचा नहीं. लाइक आई सेड, मैं काफी इंस्टिंक्टिवली चीजें सिलेक्ट करती हूँ, और it felt like the right project, it felt like the right role and the right story. So I wanted to be a part of it immediately. मैंने कुछ ऐसा सोचा नहीं कि मैं ना आपको 2 दिन के बाद बताऊंगी. ये सब कुछ मैंने बोला करनी है, हाँ, okay, done. So it was that easy.
There are lots of instances, that I really loved. Like for example, that's why I think that the layering of the character is fantastic. एक जिम का छोटा sequence है. So without revealing too much, जब वो glass से पानी पीता है, you come back and forth. There the character changes. वहाँ थोड़ा challenging भी लगा था मुझे, and I think you pulled it off wonderfully well. और हर बार ना आपकी आंखों में कुछ और story थी, body language में कुछ और story थी. So I think this is very well pulled off by you, Fatima. It was wonderful. I've always thought of you as a brilliant actress. But did you think this was a tough role to carry off also, because there were lots of back and forth?
Definitely. For me, it was difficult. I've been saying this over and over again, because this character is very liberated and comfortable in her own skin with her sexuality, which Fatima is not. So I am very, like, I get awkward with compliments. I'm very awkward. I'm like this goofball. I want to, ऐसे हाँ ठीक ऐसे करके मैं निकल लेती हूँ साइड में सुमड़ी में. But this girl, Lipakshi, is very, like, she takes everything in her stride and she's very confident. She knows how to use her body, her words, everything. And for me, it was very uncomfortable initially, the character, because I was like, कैसे करूँगी? So Shashank really helped me, because I needed that guidance, honestly. And Shashank is an actor. तो उनका एक अप्रोच था, उनका एक पर्सपेक्टिव था. आप भी एज एन एक्टर एक पर्सपेक्टिव के साथ आते हो, बट व्हेन यू हैव पीपल विद डिफरेंट आइडियाज, आई थिंक वो सब चीज मिलके एक बहुत ब्यूटीफुल चीज बन जाती है. And for me, playing Lipakshi has been a very liberating feeling personally also, because I have now become comfortable with myself.
Nice.
So जो भी uncomfortableness शायद आप देख रहे हो या जो भी है, वो शायद मैं खुद जूझ रही हूँ लिपाक्षी से, और उसको अपने आप को रिलेट करने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ उसकी कहानी से, उसकी जिंदगी से. वो इमोशंस जो है, जो वो फेस कर रही है, वो रॉ इमोशंस है. आई हैव आल्सो फेस्ड देम इन माय लाइफ. आई हैव आल्सो फेल्ट unwanted, unloved. I've also seeked for attention. So these are very raw emotions that you connect to, and you go back to your past. Now that character as a whole is a very different character. Fatima may not approach these things in that manner, but that is the most beautiful thing, no? K. Shashank has written such a character, and I've gotten an opportunity to play this character and learn from it and grow as an actor and as a person with the character.
We'll take a short break and come right back. If you've seen this, it's a dark film, थोड़ी सी एक heavy film है, क्योंकि ऐसा कुछ हो जाता है पिक्चर के अंदर जो काफी रिवील होता है as we go along. तो और इसकी चर्चा especially about the changes. I would never have thought of Badrinath ki Dulhaniya director would think, write, act, direct and make a film like this. And that's why I'm so impressed with what Shashank has done. We'll come right back. Fatima Sana Sheikh, the wonderful actress, and of course Shashank Khaitan, the super hit director, with me right here on B4U Star Stop. I think the writing was exceptional, Shashank. You know, Jaideep's character also, brother, it was a very tough character. Ek jo drinking wala sequence in front of the fire, that was a very tough sequence, you know, and you're writing it or shooting it, you know what it is. Like she said also, you're an actor also. Casting the right people was also perfect. Jaideep's character also, for me, you're looking for sympathy also. And शुरुआत में शायद आपको नहीं मिलते, and of course towards the end you develop it. But was writing this difficult also, because time frame is shorter for you as a director also, ना? तो आपके लिए तो definitely challenging हो सकता है.
Actually, it wasn't. It actually, as I was mentioning earlier as well, it just flew very naturally for me. It came instinctively. I think what helped is that I knew all the three characters very well, and I also knew what their wants and needs are. Now, sometimes it just makes it very easy for a writer that once you know the wants and needs of these characters, then you can just flow with it. And I think the only thing which I did, no, I won't say differently, but just to work with my actors is I told them, you don't worry whether we need to finish the film in 30 minutes or 40 minutes. So you don't perform accordingly. You just perform the scene based on what you feel is authentic and true. So Jaideep initially he was feeling, I hope I'm not taking too much time. I said, you don't worry about all that. You just be honest to that moment, because if you're honest, I will know what to. I said, leave the editing and the authenticity to me. You just be as honest as you can. And I think that's the thing that worked the most for all three characters. And even Arman, someone who's actually not from that world at all.
He's brilliant, huh? Great casting there. He's fantastic. Uska entry shot mein hi, of course, that's your flair, when the hawa is coming there. I mean, I could feel it. I'm sitting there, I can feel the hawa coming out when he's walking out of the car, yeah. It was beautifully done there.
And all these guys just came with that sincerity. They were ready to work hard. I think what was great is no one's approach to the film was that it's a short. Everyone's approach to the film was like what would be for any other film. Whether it's 2 hours long, 3 hours long, or for a series. And I think that really helps. If you're very honest to the craft and you're very authentic towards it, it kind of helps show on screen.
I want to, yeah, please.
I would like to add to that. I think duration never matters, because it's the kahani. Duration 2 minutes ki ho sakti hai, 1 minute ki ho sakti hai, but if it doesn't move you, what is the point? If you don't connect with the characters, what is the point? So as you're writing, I think directing and even acting or reading the script, if you connect to the story, it doesn't matter if you've taken 2 hours to read the script or you're reading a novel which takes a month to read. So you need to just connect. So I think वो approach वहाँ से इसीलिए ये रहता है कि हमें honest रहना है, honest रहना है, और जो लिखा गया है उसको justice करना है.
I think the biggest challenge that every performer faces is how to start things and how to end it. Whether you're doing radio, interview के बाद how to wrap things up. Whether you're doing television, how to wrap things up. So that it should not, filmon mein bhi hota hai. First half, second half. Climax was very thanda. Build-up was very big. Here, I think your end sequence was brilliantly done. So to write for, as a writing masterclass for a lot of people that are listening in also, how do you wind up a story that you can't stretch forever? Your characters are limited also. And yet you want to leave it at a position where, let him think whatever. There's one point where there's a handhold, you're thinking, abhi kya hai, iska next kya hoga. So that was very well done there. So how did you how did you sort of like wind up the story as a writer?
What I wanted to wind up the story was is not give definite answers. I wanted people to use their imagination, use their own sense of storytelling, and say that what is it that they are perceiving out of this. So, what is the end? You guess for yourself.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it a happy end? Is it a sad end? Is it a fulfilling end? Is it an end which is going to lead to more sorrow? You decide that. You know, for me, at that point of time, when the film ends, all three characters, and especially the two male characters, have
Yeah.
had some kind of ending to their journeys.
Yeah.
For Lipakshi's character, I still don't know whether she's still fulfilled or not.
Yeah.
Right. So I wanted all, you know, we are never fulfilled, right? As human
Yeah.
beings, we are always searching for something. So I wanted that search to continue and also construct the film in such a way that in every scene there is a presence of the third person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So even if there are only two characters in a frame,
Yeah.
but there is still a presence of the third person. So I wanted to kind of create that structurally, and that's how I wanted to leave the end. And I think we did a good job with it.
Very good job. Did you surprise yourself? Because I was surprised. I said, "Arey wah." And in a present way, I was very happily surprised. Performances, though, I knew that they were all going to be good. But did you surprise yourself with the neatness of everything?
You know,
Did you surprise yourself?
how
You have to know, yaar, because when you go into a job, you say, "I know I have everything, but will I be able to pull this off and convince everybody?" And there are OTT is a much wider platform than theaters. Everybody who's young, old has a point of view, and I promise you, when they see this, they're not going to leave. Like everything that you mentioned right now is exactly how I felt towards the end. The male characters, the female characters, जो भी आपने बताया. So did you surprise yourself that, oh yeah, this was nice? Like, or were you like super happy with what you did?
No, I was definitely super happy. I think what was only one thing which I surprised myself was the intensity of the film. Like when I started out with the film, I had thought that, you know, maybe it is going to be slightly less intense. But what happened is, as the actors came on board and then they started rehearsing, then we actually went to Lucknow when we were shooting the film. Now, the minute it went authentic, I took an immediate call from the first scene that I'm not going to hold them back. I'm going to just let them react to it. So if they don't feel like smiling, I'm not going to force a smile. If they don't feel like laughing, I'm not going to force a laugh. If they don't feel like even saying something at times, I won't let them say. Let them just be. And I think what happened through that process is, and because we shot this film in a flow, you know, sometimes in movies, we don't get that advantage of shooting in a flow.
Yeah, correct.
You know, people are busy, so they come in, they go. Here, we went 7 days at a stretch. So what happened is everyone was in the flow.
Yeah.
Every day they were getting up, they were in the flow of the film, they were with the characters. And I think that contributed to a great energy by the end of it. The intensity for me ultimately ended up actually working for the movie, and it made it more pure, it made it more authentic. And I think that's the only thing which I won't say surprised by, but I was happy about. That one instinct which I had in Lucknow that, okay, it's getting intense, but let it be. I think that worked out for the movie.
No, I love the intensity, and also, you know, Fatima, with your eyes, you know, a lot of the game is with your eyes. आँखों से ही खेल रहे हो. I think that was fantastic. Your नहीं ऐसे बिल्कुल नहीं किया आपने पिक्चर में तो, लेकिन अलग ही था. तो शशांक से तो आप अभी मिले हो, फिर सडनली ये हो जाता है मीटिंग और 7-8 दिन में खत्म हो जाता है. Your idea of him, you know, sometimes with the industry you have some repetitions that you see. आपने फिल्में आप जरूर देखते होंगे. Okay, this guy can do this guy can do this, and then you work with him and you say, अरे ये तो बहुत बढ़िया, ये तो अलग ही रूप देखने को मिल गया. Because like you didn't really meet him too much before, right? So your experience of shooting with him.
यार मैं ना लोगों को स्लॉट नहीं करती हूँ. ना मैं उनको ये सोचती हूँ कि उन्होंने ये फिल्म बनाई है तो वो यही फिल्म बनाएंगे, because I know how it is. You get caught up because of other industry's expectation about you and your work and what you can do. So you may not really want to follow the path that other people are expecting you to follow. So I never slot people. So I never, go in with that preconceived notion कि नहीं ये बंदा तो यही फिल्म बनाएगा. नहीं, अगर कल को विशाल भारद्वाज डिसाइड करता है आउट एंड आउट कॉमेडी बनाने के लिए, तो फिर you know that he's a crafted and a gifted director, so he's going to do something good only. He's going to bring in his character and his personality to that film. So you can't. I don't do that. So I go in with a complete open open mindedness और script तो पता ही है, आपको तो पता ही है आप किस चीज में जा रहे हो. एक दो मीटिंग्स हुई है, एक दो रीडिंग्स हुई है, तो ऐसा भी नहीं है ना कि आप ब्लाइंड खेल रहे हो, आपको पता है आप क्या करने वाले हो. बाकी ये तो प्रोसेस है, आप सीखते हो, आप समझते हो, कहीं पे मजा आता है, कहीं पे नहीं आता है, कुछ जमता है, कुछ नहीं जमता, कुछ हिट होता है, कुछ फ्लॉप होता है, ये तो हमारा प्रोसेस है. But that is the beauty of making films, no? That you meet so many people, you try to tell a story, you learn from those stories, you try to internalize these characters, and how these characters impact you and how these stories impact you is very incredible.
No, it is incredible.
मेरे साथ काम करके मजा आया कि नहीं, इतना तो बता. इतनी थोड़ी कहानी बताई है, वो बता. मैं वो सुनने के लिए बैठा हूँ. मैं तेरी Did you enjoy working on this film or no? Simple question he asked.
Yes, I did. I love you. You know I'm so fond of you and I love you.
Salil ये लोग तारीफ भी नहीं करते यार. Actors are so greedy.
But बहुत बढ़िया जवाब देती है. She puts it. She's got a way with words. यार, I like it. You know the right words to use. Yeah.
You know, when you asked the question, I just rested behind. I'm like, she's going to say, what a guy. And here she's gone on a different tangent. And I'm like, कब बात करेगी मेरे बारे में? Nonsense.
Before I wrap up,
he's amazing. I love his films. I love what he's done with Majnu. And I love him.
Wow.
And I love this film also. Before we wrap up, both of you are काफी into health. At least you look like Shashank, I know for sure. And Fatima, you also. In a short film like this, is there anything outside the pack-up, the discussions? मतलब नखलऊ में रह के food हो जाता है. I know that location because I've shot there and everything is nearby. It's not like it's in the middle of close to where the hotels are, so everybody shoots over there. So anything post pack-up at all, or because it's intense and short, everyone's just going back home quietly, then back in the gym and that's it, done?
मेरे पास 2-3 दिन छुट्टी थी, मैंने घूमा, फोटो खींचा, घर वापस.
No, and I think even besides pack up every day, we had a great team with my direction team also. There are a fun lot of people. So we were actually chilling every evening, just ensuring that we are having fun and getting to know people. We sometimes get too caught up in the process of storytelling and movies and I don't realize that ultimately it's about human connection. So I think what we all tried doing is ensure that everyone feels comfortable. We should be friends ultimately. And, whether you spend 6 months together or 15 days, ultimately we will remember each other for the memories we made rather than the movies we made. Of course, the movies live on, but she will only agree to work with me again because we had a good time making this.
Yeah.
So I think we as a unit, as a team, we're very careful of that. And I think we take pride in the fact that we create environments for people.
मेरी भी तारीफ कर लो, मैंने तो बहुत एक इंटरव्यू में मेरी तारीफ नहीं की, एक इंटरव्यू में मेरे बारे में कुछ नहीं बोला.
She did justice to what I had imagined as Lepakshi's character.
That's a horrible line to give, bro. It's like saying you're a very nice person. Pata hai, never say this. You're a very nice person. That's a horrible line to say. But listen, I was
disappointed. I'm so disappointed.
But I loved you guys and I really love the intensity. Fatima, you blew me away once again. And Shashank, really, brother, congratulations, guys. I know this film's going to be fantastic. Going to get all the accolades. Thanks for joining me. Thank you.
Thank you, Salil. Please take care. Be safe.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, as I wrap up with them, make sure you tune into B4U Entertainment. You can catch all our interviews. And I will catch you soon on Star Stop. Take care.